Hello, artists. So we are starting to talk about one point perspective. And these are the materials you will need. A piece of paper, doesn't matter what kind of piece of paper it is, just a nice piece of paper, it could be notebook paper, a pencil, an eraser for sure. The Sharpie is what I will use. You can later go over your pencil lines with Sharpie or a black marker later if you like, but I suggest using the pencil at first. A ruler, if you have a ruler, that'd be great. Otherwise, you can make your own ruler, which I'm going to show you right now with a piece of paper if you do not have a ruler available for yourself at home. You take it, you fold it the hot dog long way, making sure that they line up really nice and neatly, creasing it nicely, and then folding it one more time the same way, the hot dog way. So it's just a thicker piece of paper and it's straight, making sure that the lines go, the corners meet nice, creasing it a couple of times, just to make sure that it stays and you have a solid line. So this can be your ruler at home too, which I will use for this demonstration just for you friends to see how it does work. So take your paper and we're going to do our horizon line, right? You can either use your homemade ruler or your regular ruler. And you could put your horizon line higher or lower, it's up to you, but I put it towards the middle so I can have an equal amount of sky and an equal amount of ground to use for decorating. Okay. So I'm again using a Sharpie, but you friends will use a pencil for this because you might want to erase a little bit of your horizon line as we go. Easy peasy. So there's my sky, my ground, and my horizon line cuts it in half. That's where the sun comes or goes. Okay. Now the vanishing point can be anywhere. I put it towards the middle, which I suggest as well. The vanishing line will always be on the horizon line, but make sure that it stays on the horizon line. It can be anywhere on the horizon line, but make sure it is on the horizon line. That's where your vanishing point will be. For your road that you will make, you can make a skinny road, which I'll show you again right here, better visual, a skinnier road that meets the vanishing line, or you can make it wider, depends on your style that you want, but it always has to meet the vanishing point. You can have it to the side or the other side, but see how it always will point to the vanishing point. Everything will, the line that you make will always lead to the vanishing point. I'm going to make kind of like a smaller sidewalk. I'm right in the middle too, making it easier for myself. Again, you can challenge yourself if you want to make a sideways one, but I suggest doing this until you're really comfortable with the vanishing point. Okay. For our project, I'm going to do a Halloween kind of project or a theme. And as you can see, I'm making pumpkins and I'm making my large ones in the front the biggest, and the ones that go furthest in the background the smallest. Remember, looking at the background, middle ground, and foreground. Things that are farther away are smaller, things that are closer to you are larger. So apply that to your drawing. Now, you do not have to do a Halloween one. Some of you may not celebrate Halloween, and that's totally okay. Or you might not like Halloween. That's totally okay too. You can do regular pumpkins. You don't have to do Halloween pumpkins. Or you can do flowers or whatever you can think of that would be a nice little add next to your sidewalk, road, or path. Okay? It's up to you. You can do the pumpkins like me. Okay? Do not make any buildings. Buildings are really tricky when trying to learn about one-point perspective. That's like a whole new other lesson that should be taught in person because it's so tricky to understand. So we're going to stick with more organic shapes rather than buildings. So I have my pumpkins, which again, you don't have to do. You can do some other kind of fun outside thing. And now I'm going to make my sidewalk again. You can have a road, you can have a train railroad track, depends on what you want to do. But again, thinking about a sidewalk, the furthest away from you, the skinnier the lines will be, the skinnier the path will be. So I'm making my lines really close next to each other in the background. Now, in the middle ground, I'm making them a little bit bigger. I'm trying to open my line up a little bit more. And then as I get towards the foreground, I'm making my sidewalk lines a lot larger. Okay, so try to apply that. Again, a pencil is great because you will want to erase any mistakes that you make, which of course it is okay to make a mistake. We learn from them. So we got horizon line or vanishing point. Okay, I'm adding a little fun stuff. Again, you can do whatever you like, or you can, if you get inspired from mine, you can definitely go along with my Halloween spooky theme. But I'm making a little witch in the moon, the full moon, with some stars. I plan on coloring this a dark night sky. The next thing we're going to add are trees. And thinking about the overlapping, the foreground, middle ground, background, this is a great time to apply it as well. Again, things furthest in the background are smaller. So this is kind of like my middle ground background. And I make a small one in my background. See, I wish I used pencil like you friends are because my horizon line is cutting into my tree that I cannot erase with a Sharpie. I'm making a super large tree because it's in my foreground. It's right in my face. It's the closest thing to me. You might be able to see branches, more detail if the things are closer to you. So I start adding little branches. Again, see my horizon lines inside my tree. I wish I was using a pencil like you friends so I can erase it. Like you friends would erase. Okay. So I have a background tree, middle ground, and a foreground. I'm actually deciding to add one more tree in here, kind of like between my foreground and middle ground. So I have a super large tree, a medium, a smaller medium, and a small background tree in my picture. I also added like a little spider there. And I'm just putting my name on here because that's just my style. You can put your name on the back if you prefer to, or in the corner, like a signature, like Bob Ross does in his bottom right. Okay, so this is all I'm asking from you, friends, right? Your horizon line, right? Your sky and ground. Your vanishing point, 1 point perspective, one vanishing point. Your path, could be a road, a sidewalk, a trail, whatever it may be. Then some kind of object, like I chose pumpkins, or you can choose flowers. And then trees. I'd like to see everyone do trees. You can do more branches or the full style that I did. Okay, it's okay to make mistakes. If you make a mistake, you'll learn from them. So just practice. Okay, well, this is all I really need from you to know. And then from here, you can go ahead and color. I do suggest doing Sharpie or outline before or after your coloring to make sure that everything is bold and clear for me to look at. Because from there, you can color using any coloring materials that you would like. Does not matter. And once it's fully done, with all of the little parts that I asked for and just drew for you, and it's colored to the best that you can do. Remember, do not rush. Once you are finished, I would like for you to take a really nice picture of it, kind of like how this is shown above, but of course yours will be colored. And once you take a picture of it, I want you to email it to me, okay? Because we're not doing Flipgrid anymore. And from the email, I can take notes on who turned it in and take the grade for it and put it in the grade book. And you can find my email address to where to send the picture to in the Google Classroom. All right, friends, enjoy.